Welcome back to the channel. So here we are looking at this Walther's wood water tank. I've built it up, not finished it. I decided to start spraying it, give it the base coat. So I used a beige Tamiya, and you can see that it gives it a nice coating all over. Stick it on the layout, practicing positions for it to see where it would work best, and it's starting to come together, as well as the sand tower and that area as well. I felt as though it didn't kind of suit that area, so I moved on. So with the wood water tank, used a mix of oil, rust and black to get the dark colour on the wooden legs, and then decided to move on and start adding some of the concrete on the base and work on the roof and start to do various tones in the tiles and shades over the top of it. Moving on with the groundworks on the east side of the road, I put the buildings in place and then drew around them with a marker. Started laying out the areas. The sand tower and the water tower are now together, and opposite that will be a coal bunker and a reduced size for the diesel fueling area. Using a mix of WWS Woodland Scenics Jarvis materials, dirt, ground foam, obviously a bit of coal round where the coal bunker is going to go, I put down the first layers. And I think you'll agree it's starting to look a lot better on that side of the track. After a hoover, pick up all the loose materials that were lying about that area, it's starting to look a lot better with the buildings in place. On the west side of the road, I've started putting paving together using sheet styrene, cutting it into paving blocks and basically just gluing it all in place just for the length of area that I wanted the paving section. After a couple of shades of grey, I then proceeded to do exactly the same scenic wise on that side of the street and filling out using the same materials, the same ground cover and the same process of dirt, then ground foam, then we move on to do the static grass next. But here we can see that with the buildings in position, the scenery certainly looks a lot better. Street scene's coming together, I'm very happy with it. I'm not going to add any more buildings. I've just got some trees to build and put in, and obviously the static grass and the bushes to do, and you'll see that in a bit. I've also got all the kind of small details to add, street lights, telegraph poles, bins, post boxes, etc., but they'll be added in due course. And the big engine shed there is going to be removed and it will be replaced with a scratch built one. You may have noticed previously in the footage that I had finished the wood water tank, but just to explain, the difficulty was the roof was just slightly squint on it, so I done my level best to make sure the water spout and the supporting frame was all straight, as well as the ladders. And then I went on to paint it, doing different tones across all the slats, using various washes, grey and black washes, just to basically give it a bit more wear and tear look. And yeah, very happy with it. So here is my Western Maryland GP40. Got this for 55 quid. I wanted a local to go with the set I bought from Model Rail Scotland of 6 coal hoppers in Western Maryland livery. And I got that little box car in Western Maryland livery, and that was 10, 11 quid or something. So I wanted to make up a full train with the same livery, and it's nice to have a coal train running around the loop. If we move on to the scenic area, you can see all the dirt, a little bit of ground foam, some stones, used different shakers. Started off with like a pepper shaker to get all the fine sand out, and then moved to like a kind of garlic shaker to get the little stones out. And then what was left behind in the pepper shaker was the larger stones at the rear. So I've picked them all out and I've made sure that they are all put to the rear there. So you can see it. Still to add bushes and grass and all that sort of stuff. but we can see the scenic areas come together. The sand house has had a little dusting to make it a lot lighter looking, because there's obviously going to be sand, so I'll be putting more kind of lighter tones in that area. Water tower has been painted and weathered, and I used the black marker pen to do the bands on that to help them stand out, and I'm quite happy with it. Looks pretty good. Still to scratch build the engine shed. I've got a coal bunker that's going to go in here. These two tanks, one's an oil tank, one's a diesel tank for the locals that come in, and then we have the main tank round there. It'll be filled from road tankers in this case, and they'll top up that smaller brake tank with diesel fuel in it, and the diesel fuel coming in from here as well can also be loaded into that and into the other big tank, because we do something similar in my work. So you can fill a small tank and then pass it on through with a strong pump into the larger tank should the need be. So yeah, scenery's coming together on it. Starting to put some more ground cover down, fill out the town area, and now that I've got the definite sizes of things, I can start filling those areas out with the rest of the ducting, etc. So let's get this off and running. Down by the tracks on a Saturday night, and you can see we've got some of the race cars down here with the light burning the quarter of a mile, or the eighth of a mile should I say, along this straight piece of road. So that's one of the scenes I'm kind of working on creating. And yeah, Angels Ridge Railroad is coming together. Certainly got a lot more to do scenery wise, but the town scene and all that is certainly coming together. Looks great. I always do more than one job at a time on the layout, whether it's scenery, scratch building, painting, weathering. So yeah, here we go. I took that Metcalf engine shed, took the dimensions from that, and basically started using a bit of kitchen tool, drawing up plans for it. I reduced the length of it with taking off the little building at the back, and I put it on the side the way I had designed for my space. And you can see the little frame there with the 3 windows. Starting to look the part. With the static grass, I started off with 6mm autumn and a 6mm wild meadow, then introduced a 4mm Northern European and a 2mm summer meadow and a 2mm straw, and I basically done these in different areas and different patches to try and build up some depth. And You can see here the different tones and flavour of the static grass. A little bit in the road there I need to hoover up. Still need to square up some parts of it, but that's the first layers of static grass done. And it certainly adds a bit of greenery over the top of that sandy dirt. But I want the sandy look because it's in the valley floor and there would be a lot of sand about that area. Just need to add some bushes and continue on with engine shed. So that's it for this update. Thanks for tuning in. I think you'll agree when you look at the before shots of how that area was, very bare and desolate, to now the kind of lush green and all the dirt and the tone and the structures put in. I'm very happy with it. I'm thoroughly enjoying this build, so stay tuned for more.